That's BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY today.
If you want to gamble, I tell you I'm your man. You win some, you lose some. It's all a game to me.
If you like to gamble, I tell you I'm your man. You win some, lose some, it's all the same to me.
All right, we are back live, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't get into all of the news on the economy. I'll continue covering that in the next hour and then get into the oil spill developments and a lot more. The Al Gore police investigation, which I've listened to the lady, I've analyzed it. My gut tells me it's 100% real, and that woman better watch out. Because that lady came out in Houston and said George W. raped her, and she was dead a week later, suicide. And the evidence did show that she'd worked in and around him. The Bushes have had a lot of maids die, get run over, get killed, be found dead on the beach in Georgia, in Maine, in Texas. You don't want to be a domestic servant of the Bushes and make them mad because you don't want to write a book about Bush being a cokehead during the election. Didn't matter after. You're going to slit your wrist, boy, and be found dead in a bathtub in Arkansas. It's one of their favorite places to kill people because that state is so corrupt. Every state's corrupt, though. Illinois, Texas, Arkansas, West Virginia, New York, Florida. Everybody always says, man, that's a corrupt state. Michigan, California, that's a corrupt state. Oregon, they're corrupt. Nevada, they're corrupt. New Mexico, they're corrupt. New Hampshire, man, they're corrupt. They're all corrupt. So I'm going to go to your phone calls and just go through those from Mark and Ernie and Matt and Scott and Frank. And then we will continue with all of the news. Ann Kagan, they're asking her softball questions if she's a fan of the show Twilight. And I can't believe she even knew what they were talking about. I had to look it up. It's some werewolf show or something. I mean, but they knew that was a way because the first couple days she never smiled. So they started like throwing her softballs. And then she looked even crazier after that with these fake smiles like the Joker. Hi, I'm Elena Kagan. Do I like werewolves or vampires? Well, gee, I actually like Igor. That's more what I'm into. Igor's little helper. We'll have 9 Igors on the court with rolling pins, not gavels. Me and the girls will all go out and have fun together. We like to go to the topless bar together. All right, I'm sorry. I need to quit screwing around, don't I, a little bit. We're going to go to break here and go directly to your calls when we start the next hour. I do want to just tell listeners that, you know, I have trouble with this news. It's so heavy. It's so hardcore. We're on the verge of World War III. Where the oil with the hurricanes is on its way, and the way they're running around like chickens with their heads cut off, hysterical about a little bit of oil, and the government's blocking the cleanup out in the Gulf, just waiting for the hurricanes to blow in the oil so they can have their crisis. And the banking takeover of every financial institution and any organization that, quote, affects the economy, and all the crazy legislation about arresting U.S. citizens for no reason, and the end of the internet. You know what? I do tend to start getting a little bit smart-mouthed and arrogant and angry, and I've really got to try to control myself. And that's why I'm down on myself a little bit, because nobody's perfect, and I realize the position I'm in, and I need to be focused. So I will pledge this. The next 2 hours will be serious, like a focused laser beam. And I've been pretty serious. I screw around less than most hosts, but I am screwing around. And I've got to be my own governor. In fact, guys in the control room, tell me right now, no more screwing around. No more screwing around. So it's going to be Mr. Serious coming up in the next 2 hours. It's just this stuff's so absurd. I mean, that clown Kagan up there, like a demonic penguin, it's just made for humor, but it's not funny. It's gallows humor is what it is. Don't forget the online video bookstores at Infowars.com. Not only are the best and most informative titles there to wake up your friends and family, but it also supports us when you buy the books, T-shirts, and materials. They want to shut down alternative media for a reason. This stuff's hurting them.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Be sure to visit GCNlive.com today.
The Fall of America and the Western World is an all-new 10-hour documentary and survival guide rolled into one. In this film, you will see the reasons why our government is failing and what you can do to prepare. Featuring Dr. Paul Craig Roberts, Joseph Farah, David Icke, Naomi Wolf, G. Edward Griffin, Doug McIntyre, Mark Crispin Miller, Mickey Z, Doug Casey, David McElvaney, and myself, Alex Jones. Protect yourself and get the tools you need to protect your family from these difficult times. The Fall of America and the Western World at www.thefallofamerica.net or click on the banners at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. Again, that website's www.thefallofamerica.net or call 800-655-1577. Prepare yourself and the ones you love today. Fallofamerica.net.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
We are live, ladies and gentlemen. We have reached the halfway point in worldwide transmission. We're simulcasting the radio broadcast that's on XM, AM and FM stations, global shortwave, other satellite systems, the internet at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com with the free audio streams. We also simulcast a video stream at PrisonPlanet.tv. Okay, I'm going to your calls for 30 minutes. I'll continue with calls into the next hour. Ron Paul's scheduled to join us for a half hour. But he may come on at the start of the hour or the end of the hour. He's got votes coming up. Congress is in session right now. So Ron Paul coming up with key info next hour. The Federal Elections Commission is trying to persecute him right now as well. He's calling this a premeditated, illegitimate attack, trying to shut down our free speech. So that's coming up. The economy, the Iran situation, the oil, the Al Gore criminal investigation opened for basically rape. I mean, you start trying to make a woman have sex with you and grabbing on her parts, that's sexual assault. So, and you know what? I think he did it. I think she's credible. I mean, you investigate for 15 years every day intensely. You get a feel for these things. I don't say we can put him away for it yet, but he just looks like a big fat rapist. But he likes to rape our freedom. He's a lying fraud with the carbon tax. He was a lying fraud with the cap and trade. Okay, that's enough. It's coming up. It's coming up. Mark in New York, you're on the air. Thanks for holding.
Yes, sir. 8 years plus since I talked to you last. Southwestern New York. I wanted to call and tell you about a meeting I attended last night. It turned out to be an organization, mostly I would say of neocons, called GO. This is not a promotion of their .com, but it stands for Get Out of Our House, which was basically another neocon circle jerk as far as I was concerned, asking loaded questions about cons, whether we should amend the Constitution to exclude people with law degrees from serving in the House of Representatives.
Yeah, that's a red herring. You can't do that. I mean, the problem is a con, once you open a constitutional convention up, everything's on the table.
That's right.
And guaranteed the globalists would stage a terror attack and during the hysteria abolish everything. A con is deadly.
That's what I told them. Hey, can I give a shout-out to my son in Wisconsin, Justin? He's
sure.
29 today, and he woke up on his own half dozen years ago. God bless him.
Well, good. Were you awake first, Mark, or did your son wake up?
I started in 99 and lost contact, and lo and behold, 2 years ago I found out he was right in line.
Well, that's awesome. God bless you, sir. It's good to know that your son is not psychologically enslaved by the corporate Borg. Let's talk to Ernie in California. Ernie, you're on the air.
Hey, Alex. Hey, every time I go to the store, I try to tell people about aspartame and fluoride. And if they give me the dumb look, then I tell them the third thing. Einstein said one thing. Two things are infinite, space and stupidity. And then I walk away from them. But the other thing I want to talk about is the web bot. I don't know if you're interested in that, but it's talking about a possible 1.2 billion dead from Gulf oil spill. And also, this has been in Book of Revelations, the Hopi prophecy, the seventh sign. Let me see, Edgar Casey wrote about it, and a few other people, including that shaman that's in Africa. What's his name? Credo Mutwa or something like that. Basically, I just think the eugenics program's already into effect.